Don't talk shit, especially if you can't back that up, or else the entire internet is going to flame you, just like Eli Apple. Apple showed a lot of improvement last season and helped revive his career in Cincinnati. He was once a huge draft bust, labeled as a cancer with the Giants before falling flat on his face in New Orleans and Carolina. Apple finally had something going his way, and he definitely made it known on social media, trying to flame Tyreek Hill and Mecole Hardman after the Bengals beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. But after Cincinnati lost in the big game, everyone in the football community came together with one common goal: to roast the absolute living shit out of Eli Apple. It's no secret that Eli Apple is one of, if not the most hated person in the NFL right now. Just take a look at his trends, which went from being absolutely irrelevant to one of the hottest topics in football. Now, I'm no genius, but if you look up a player on YouTube and some of the first search results you get are Eli Apple getting burned compilation, that's probably not the best sign. So why is Eli Apple getting flamed so hard, and is it even warranted? The short answer, yes. But why? Early in the second quarter, the Rams were driving down and looking to extend their lead to 11, and did just that after Apple just got completely blown by and Matthew Stafford found Cooper Kupp. It looks like a zone look here, and Jesse Bates probably deserves some responsibility, but there's no doubt that Apple just didn't make the right read here and lost Kupp. It was a bad play that resulted in a touchdown, but it wasn't the costliest play he'd give up. Less than 2 minutes to go on the 1 yard line, down 4, the Rams needed to punch it in, and what did they do? Target Eli Apple. It's obvious the whole way what Stafford wanted to do. He steps back to pass, and before Kupp even turns around, he releases the ball for Kupp to turn around and corral it. If you really break it down, the fate of the Lombardi Trophy came down to Cooper Kupp versus Eli Apple. And let's be honest here, we all knew how that was going to end. See, here's the real problem with Eli Apple. He doesn't know when to shut his fucking mouth.
You shut the f***
But
up.
also,
You shut the f***
let it
up.
get you a little bit.
You shut the f*** up.
After the Bengals won the AFC Championship, and I'll give him credit, he did make some plays in that game, especially the last play of the first half when he stuffed Tyreek Hill at the goal line and the Chiefs got no points because of bad clock management. Apple decided to go to Twitter to talk shit. After the game, he tweeted, "That Chiefs cheetah pack finna hit way crazier the second time." He also called Hill a baby and followed it up by adding him and Mecole Hardman to DM him if they wanted Super Bowl tickets. If you tweet some silly shit like that, you better be able to back it up. After Apple got absolutely torched in the Super Bowl, Hill and Hardman had some things to say back. Hardman tweeted, "Wish you was a better corner, bro, then the game-winning touchdown wouldn't have been scored on you." Of course, he followed it up with a video of his Super Bowl ring from 2 years ago and let him know, "You might get one of these one day, but in the meantime, just go get better at your craft." Tyreek Hill joined in with some crying emojis and Gotti. That wasn't it either. It feels like Apple got clowned by half the league in one night. Ravens wide receiver Rashad Bateman just tweeted a picture of an apple, followed by Marquise Brown saying that the Apple pack gon' hit hard in LA, before Lamar Jackson came in with the photoshopped pic of him smoking a cigarette on the sideline. Apple even got flamed by a few of his former Saints teammates. CJ Gardner-Johnson said that all he was seeing on Twitter was someone saying they were smoking that Apple pack or the picture of burnt toast. Michael Thomas deleted his tweet that said, "Eli going to Eli." Brandon Marshall played for the Giants with Apple and had plenty to say during Inside the NFL. Marshall said that he'd used to go against Apple in practice, saying he'd give him the outside release for a #1 wide receiver and it made it too easy. He'd argue about how he was trying to help him and that his Super Bowl performance is a lesson of humility. Marshall said, "Keep your mouth shut and play ball." Clearly, Eli has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. It's really not surprising. He has a big mouth on Twitter and it constantly gets him in trouble. About a month ago, he tweeted, "I don't know which fan base I hate more. Probably the Saints, but it's close with the Giants. It's a toss-up." Apple also took an odd shot at New Orleans, calling it the dirtiest, smelliest city that has the worst food ever, which is usually the opposite of what is said about New Orleans. Eli Apple didn't hide in the shadows after the game though. He did post on Instagram and thanked God, his teammates, the Bengals fans, and his coaches. Most importantly, Apple said that there was a fire that reawakened in him that will make him stronger and that he's excited to unleash that demon against any opponent that lines up across from him. Eli Apple is getting flamed into oblivion, and I want to offer some kind of rebuttal for him. Apple has overcome a lot and just had arguably the best season of his career. He could be a very low-end second string, but is likely a guy that is more of a third or fourth string option. Apple was considered a bust, and don't get me wrong, he is. He's a huge bust, actually. But Apple has found a home, and he'll more than likely get another contract this offseason somewhere. It's no doubt fun to give him hell, and it is warranted. If you open your mouth and then get absolutely abused, the internet will flame you. But he isn't as bad as the public perception of him is right now. He had to go one-on-one against Cooper Kupp. That's a nightmare for 99% of defensive backs in the league. It's hard to feel too bad for the guy because he literally made $20 million over 6 years, but he's also ugly as hell, so, balances out. It's hard to imagine, but at one point, Eli Apple was one of the brightest young prospects in football. He was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school and excelled at Ohio State before declaring for the NFL draft. The cornerback class really lacked size, and because of that, it helped push him to be the 10th pick to the Giants. Analysts and fans alike hated the selection.
Fucking Jerry Reese, man! Fucking piece of shit!
And said that it was a reach, and it turns out it wasn't just a reach. It was a fucking disaster. Everything hit the fan in just his second season when he got scratched from the lineup, and there were tensions between him and his teammates, especially Landon Collins, who said that Apple was a cancer and shouldn't be on the team next year. A week later, he was suspended from the team for arguing with the coaching staff after he was asked to practice with the scout team for a detrimental conduct. Apple had a handful of lingering issues as a rookie and had a groin injury the next season. The next season after that, he was traded away for 4th and 7th round picks to the Saints. It was honestly a pretty smart move at the time. New Orleans needed secondary help, and it put Apple back with Marshawn Lattimore and Von Bell, 2 Buckeyes teammates. He ended up spending 2 years with the Saints and became a free agent when they declined his 5th-year option. Apple went on to sign with the Panthers in the offseason, but it was a mess. He dealt with an ankle and foot injury and only appeared in 2 games. Apple was a free agent once again, this time signing with the Bengals. Here's the thing, he played well. Okay, he played well enough, but still, that's an improvement. There have been few lowlights in Cincinnati, but overall, Apple was solid. He was good enough to take Trey Wayne's job even after he got healthy, but none of that matters now though, because sometimes everything goes your way. You revive your career, win a Super Bowl, and prove the haters wrong. Other times, you talk shit too early, give up 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, get flamed worse than a California wildfire, and become the NFL's most bullied player.